Testing, 1 2 1 2. Most High in Christ. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Abishai Barakathum to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemal the Thumb by Shem Abishai to all the sisters. So Isupk Durham, North Carolina Sabbath service. Preaching Officer Mahayal with me, assistant conducting as well as Officer Yanazar. You understand? So we're gonna get straight into it. You know what I mean? So, brother, if you could, Baba Kashaw. No sign Christ. All right, so with that, Amidium, this means to stand. Wapan Yakwadum means turn to face the east. We'll start off with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kwadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashemayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawum, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawath Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawath Yanawa, Wala Tabi'ay Nawa, Banasaya 1, Abol, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwith, Waha'ala, Wahafaparith, La'aiwalumium, Aman.
In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
The prayer for the power of the Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Babakashah, Nathan Lenawa, Hakak, La Para'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Ha Matazarayam, Hakak, La Hakwium, Hamakdium, Hakak, Arakawaf, Tama'ala, Lagarashan, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the water Aman.
In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be
it. The prayer for the blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai. Why Mayaka Allah. Why Alahayim. Patazabaya. Alawapia Hana. Alawapium. Hasaranyum. Hakotazayanyum. Hakoyoyoyum. Wahagwathian. Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai. The water Aman.
Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
Psalm 121 in Hebrew. Aisha, Ayanya, Ahaharium, Ma'ayan, Yawa'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Aliyathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shemarka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yashra Allah, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tizalka, Al-Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Allah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Macau Rai, Yashamar, Napashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'adka, Wawa'adka, Mayata, Wa'aid, I will lum.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from which cometh my help. My help coming from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dami Alakah,
Al-Dami Alakah,
Al-Takarash,
Al-Takarash,
Al-Tashakwat,
Al-Tashakwat,
Al-Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awayabyaka,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Al-Aimaka,
Al-Aimaka,
Yairayamwa,
Yarayamwa, Sawada,
Wayata,
Ya'itazawa, Ya'itazawa,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Amarawa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya,
Wala'a,
Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala,
Iwada,
Kaya, Nawa Aitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Barayaf, Yakarathwa, Aholia, Adawam, Yashamai, Alayam, Mawaba, Wahagaria, the ball, I'm a one, I'm a lock, Palashat, I'm Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gamasha Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zerawai, Labanyalawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamajin, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, Adama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yabmawa, Arab, Wakazabak, Wakatazol, Manai, Kal Nasaya Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Na'awa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Gagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya Ravaka, Kaash, Tabiira, Yaira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Harayam, Khan, Daradapma, Basa Irika, Wabasa, Wapafka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kualawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shemka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayabaholwa, Aijai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadayawa, Kaya Ata, Shemka, Yahweh, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kalha Aratazar.
In English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consorted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes, as Abba and as Almunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. Oh, my power, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burneth a wood, and as a flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Your shop means to be seated. Yeah, we back at it again. You understand? Back in the Sabbath service once again. You know what I'm saying? For those, you know what I mean, last week, we still in Leviticus, right? The 12th chapter. We'll be picking up at verse 3 today. Make sure the audio good. All right, audio good on the YouTube. I don't know, it sounded kind of scratchy earlier. All right. So yeah, we picking back up Leviticus 12th chapter in verse 3. For those you want to tag along, it's just crisp. You can go to blueletterbible.org. Right. And on the blue letter, you press that button on the side that says tools, and it'll actually pull up. It'll actually pull up the Assyrian Hebrew. You'll be able to read along with Officer Yanazar. So it's like it, whenever you're ready.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 12, and verse 3 in Hebrew. Wayabayawum, Hashemayanaya, Yamawol, Bashar, Iralathwa. Verse 4. Washalashium, Yawum, Washalashath, Yum, the Shab, Badadja, Tahara, Bakal, Kodash, La'ah, the guy, Wa'al, Hamakadash, La'ah, Thaba'ah, Aid, Mala'ath, Yamya, Tahara. Verse 5. Wa'am, Nakwaba, Thalad, Watama'ah, Shaba'ayim, Kanadatha, Washa Shashiam, Yawum, Washashath, Yum, the Shab al, Dumya, Tahara. Verse 6. Waba Mala'ath, Yumya, Tahara, Laban, Awa, Labath, Habayah, Kabash, Bun, Shanathwa, La'ila, Wabun, Yawana, Awa, Thar, Laka, Ta'ath, Al, Pathak, Ahal, Mawa'aid, Al, Hakahan. Verse 7. Waha, Korayabwa, Lapunya Yahweh, Wakapar, Aliyah, Wata Hara, Mamakwar, Damyah, Za'ath, Thawarath, Hayaladath, Lazakar, Awa, Lana Kwaba. And verse 8, Wa'am La'a, Thamataza'a, Yada, Daya, Shah, Wala, Kwaka, Shatia, Barayam, Awa, Shunya, Bunya, Yawana, Akkad, La'ila, Wa'athad, Salakia, Wa'akad, Salakia, Laka Ta'ath, Wakapar, Aliyah, Hakahan, Wata Harath. Next chapter. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13 and verse 1 in the Hebrew. Waya the bar Yahweh al Mashah wa al Aharon la Amar. Verse 2. Adam Kaya Yahaya Ba'aiwar Basharwa Sha'ath Awa Sapakath Awa Ba Harath Wahaya Ba'aiwar Basharwa Lanagai Tazra'ith Waha Waba'a Al Aharon HaKahan Awa Al Akkad Mana Salakia Mabunyawa Salakia Mabunyawa Hakahanium. Phone is going slow today, sir. So just bear with me. Okay. Go back to 3, 12 and 3. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 12, verse 3 in English. And in the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. And she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 3 and 30 days. She shall touch no hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled. Verse 5. But if she bear a maid child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks as her separation, and she shall continue in the blood of her purifying 66 days. What's that? 66, right? 66 days.
Yeah, because the score is what,
20, yeah. Verse 6. And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled, for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring a lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation unto the priest. Verse 7, who shall offer it before the Lord and make an atonement for her, and she shall be cleansed from the issue of her blood. This is the law for her that hath borne a male or a female. Verse 8, and if she be not able to bring a lamb, then she shall bring 2 turtles or 2 young pigeons, the one for the burnt offering and the other for a sin offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for her, and she shall be clean. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13 and verse 1 in English. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, verse 2, when a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising or a scab, Salakia, a scab or bright spot, it may be in the skin of his flesh like the plague of leprosy. Then he shall be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto of his sons the priest. Verse 3, and the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy, and the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. Verse 4. Oh, Salakia. No, we're supposed to start the Hebrew on 3. Salakia. Let me go back. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 3 in the Hebrew. Wara'ah hakahan ath hanagai ba'aiwar habashar washa'ar banagai hapaka laban wama ra'ah hanagai aimak ma'aiwar bashawar nagai tazara'aith hawa'ah wara'ahawa hakahan watama'a athwa. Verse 4. Wa'am baharath labana hawa'a ba'aiwar basharwa wa'aimak ayan mara'ah man ha'aiwar washa'ira la'a hapak laban wahasagiyar hakahan ath hanagai shaba'aith yum yum. Verse 5. Wa ra'ahawa hakahan bayawum hasha bayaya wahana hanagai aimad ba'ayanayawa la'a pasha hanagai ba'aiwar waha sagayarwa hakahan shaba'aith yum yum shanyath. Verse 6. Wa ra'ah hakahan athwa bayawum hashabaya aya shanyath Wahana Kaha Hanagai Wala'a Pasha Hanagai Ba'aiwar Wata Harwa Hakahan Masa Pakath Haya'a Wakabas Bagadayawa Watahar. Verse 7. Wa'am Pasha Thapasha Hama Sapakath Ba'aiwar Akaria Hara'athwa Al Hakahan Lata Harathwa Wanara'ah Shanyath Al Hakahan. Verse 8. Wara'ah Hakahan Wahana Pashata Hama Sapakath Ba'aiwar Wata Ma'awa Hakahan Tazara'aith Hawa'ah. Verse 9. Nagai Tazara'aith Kaya Thahaya Ba'adam Waha Waba'a Al Hakahan. Yep. This is the book of Leviticus chapter 13 and verse 3 in English. And the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy. And the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. Verse 4. If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in sight be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut up him that hath the plague 7 days quarantine. Verse 5. And the priest shall look on him the 7th day, and behold, if the plague in his sight be at a stay, and the plague spread not in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days more. Verse 6. And the priest shall look on him again the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is but a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. Verse 7. And if the scab spread much abroad in the skin, after he hath been seen of the priest for the cleansing, he shall be seen of the priest again. And if the priest see that, behold, the scab spreadeth in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is leprosy. And verse 9. When the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought unto the priest.
You understand? This is proof, according to the Bible, that the Israelites always knew how to quarantine, man. Not only did we know, sanitation laws and what we could and couldn't eat, and how to properly clean items and tools and how to properly clean ourselves, we also knew how to keep diseases from spreading. We also knew how to quarantine people, how long to quarantine people, the signs to look for to know if somebody needed to be quarantined or whether or not they were good. This is further proof that we are no way, shape, or form like our oppressors, man. You understand? Who are infested and always plagued, with plagues. And what's that one plague that tore them up? The damn the bubonic plague. You understand? Wipe them the hell out. You understand? They supposed to be the greatest people on earth.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to stay clean. They can't even stop a plague from murdering their own people. Why? Because they don't know. They didn't know how to quarantine. Gee, I wonder where they learned it from. You know what I'm saying?
And if I may, sir,
Please.
this is like also like the priest is also like a doctor in this respect.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what it reminds me of? I don't want, if I may, it reminds me of the Native Americans, the tribe of Gad, because their medicine man was their priest.
God.
So you see the symbol?
Yeah.
You understand?
Like they kept the culture in the way, but you know what I mean? Like, of course, change it a little bit because, you know.
Yeah, and then they just didn't have the diseases to treat until the so-called oppressor came over here.
Right.
Then they brought up some more diseases and they didn't have the medicine for. They was not immune to it. Anyway, let's get back.
That's everything.
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 13 and verse 10 in Hebrew. Wa ra'ah hakahan wa hana sha'ah labana ba'aiwar wa haya'ah hapaka sha'ar laban wama kayaf bashar kaya basha'ath. Verse 11. Tazara'aith nawa shanath hawa'ah ba'aiwar basharwa watama'awa hakahan la'ah yasa garunwa kaya tama'ah hawa'ah. Verse 12. Wa'aim parawak the parak hatazara'aith ba'aiwar wakasatha hatazara'aith ath kal aiwar hanagai mara ashwa wa'aid ragoliawa lakal mara'ah ayanaya hakahan. Verse 13. Wa ra'ah hakahan wahana kasatha hatazara'aith ath kal bashawar tahab wa tahar ath hanagai kolwa hapak laban tahawar hawa'ah. Verse 14. Wabayawam hara awath bawa bashar kaya yatama'ah. Verse 15. Wa ra'ah hakahan ath habashar hakaya watama'awa habashar salakia hakaya tama'ah hawa'ah tazara'aith hawa'ah. 16. Awa kaya.
No, you started 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 was enough.
15? Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. You're right. It is 16. Yeah.
16. Was that correct?
Yeah.
Awa kaya yeshabwa habashar hakaya wana hapak la laban waba'a al hakahan. This is the book of Leviticus chapter 13 and verse 10 in the English. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and it have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in the ring, in the rising. Verse 11, it is an old leprosy in the skin of his flesh, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and he shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. Verse 12, and if a leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh. Verse 13, the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him unclean, that he hath the plague. And it is all turned white, he is clean. But when raw flesh appeareth in him, he shall be unclean. So what it's saying is, like, if we have an opening, and then the opening closed and the skin is still white, he's clean. But if the rash spreads, okay. But when the flesh appeareth unto him, he shall be unclean. When the raw flesh, yeah, okay. I mean, if you got sores, open 14. Sores, yeah, we got open sores. You can see the raw flesh.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that wound is not, it ain't healed.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Verse 15.
If you see that, you know what I'm saying, that raw flesh, that's still contagious. You know what I mean? Right. That's like it's still like airborne. Somebody can still catch something.
That's right. And notice, like, they didn't wrap it up. They quarantined them. You know what I'm saying? And you know, because people I imagine was stronger back then, because it was a natural healing process that took place.
Come on, man. We want damn, all these experiments ain't been done on us. We ain't been, you know, hundreds of years of processed food and eating garbage. You can imagine the strength that we just had. You know what I mean? Yeah, pollution. Oh man. Just imagine the natural strength we had, natural builds. You know what I mean? Had them heathens shook. Yeah, you imagine people had to look for people to know, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we gotta get they God to go against them. You know what I mean?
I remember when I went into the military, right? Yeah. As a trainee, we in basic training, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember this white boy coming up to me and this other brother, and he said, well, I was 18 years old. He said, how y'all get those physiques? I never forget it. And me and the brother looked at each other.
What do you mean? Yeah. What do you mean? And it's like, now it's different now, because, like, you know, Esau been doing experiments and working on them, so now they look a little different. They don't look like they used to do back in the day. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get to it, though.
Okay. Get back to it. Verse 16. And if the raw flesh turn again and be changed unto white, he shall come unto the priest. Meaning that he can't come back into the congregation to around the people until he clean. This is the book of Exodus chapter 13, verse 17 in the Hebrew. Wara ahawa hakahan wahana nahapak hana hanagai la laban watahar hakahan ath haganai tahawor hawa'a. Verse 18. Wabashar, Kaya, Yahaya, Bawa, Ba'ai, Ba'ai Rawa. Shakayan. Wana rapa. Rapa'a. Slaki. Wana rapa'a. Verse 19. Wahaya. Bamakwawam. Hasha. Kayan. Sha'ath. Labana. Awa. Baharath. Labana. Aram Madamath. Wana Ra'ath. Al Hakahan. Verse 20. Wara'ah Hakahan Wahana Mara'ah Shapal Man Ha'aiwar Washa Irath Hapaka Laban Wata Ma'awa Hakahan Nagai Tazara'ith Hawa'a Basha Kayan Paracha. Verse 21. Wa'am Yara Ana Hakahan Wahana Ayan Baha Sha'ar Laban Washapala Ayanana Man Ha Iwar Wahaya'a Kaha Waha Sagayarwa Hakahan Shabaith Yum Yum. Verse 22. Wa'am Pasha Tapasha Ba'aiwar Watama'a Hakahan Athwa Gagai Salakia Nagai Hawa'a. 23 should be the last. Verse 23. Wa'am the Kathiaha the Imad Habaharath La'a Pashata Tazarabah Aishakayan Hawa'a Wata Harwa Hakahan. This is the book of Leviticus chapter 13 and verse 17 in English. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the plague be turned into white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, that he hath the plague, he is clean. Verse 18, the flesh also, in which even the skin thereof was a boil and is healed, and in the place of the boil there is a white rising or a bright spot, white or somewhat reddish, and it be showed to the priest, verse 20, and if the priest seek it, behold, it be in sight lower than the skin, the hair thereof be turned white, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy broken out of the boil. Verse 21. But if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hairs therein, and if it be no lower than the skin, but somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And if the priest spread much, Salaki, and if it spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague. Verse 23. But if the bright spot stay in his place and spread not, it is a burning boil, and the priest shall pronounce them clean. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 24 in the Hebrew. Awa, Bashar, Kaya, Yahaya, Ba'irwa, Ba'irawa, Makawath, Asha, or Ash, Wahaya, The, Makayath, Amakawa, Baharath, Labana, Adamadama, Adam Damath, Awa, Labana. Verse 25. Wa Ra'ah, Atha, Hakahan, Wahana, Nahapaka, Sha'ar, Laban, Ba, Baharath, Wa Mara'ah, Imak, Mun, Ha, Iwar, Tazara'ith, Hawa'ah, Bamakawa, Paracha, Watama'a, Athwa, Hakahan, Nagai, Tazara'ith, Hawa'a. Verse 26. Wa'am, Yara'ana, Hakahan, Wahana, Ayan, Baba Harath, Sha'ar, Laban, Washapala, Ayanana, Man, Ha'aiwar, Wa Hawa'a, Kaha, Waha Sagarwa, Waha Sagaryo, Sagar, oh boy, Waha Sagaryo, oh boy. Try it again. Waha Sagayo Yarwa, Hakahan Shabai Yam Yam. Verse 27.
TikTok would have got on you about that.
Yeah, man. What the hell did you say? Verse 27. Wa Ahawa, Hakahan Bayawam, Hashabaya Aya, Pasha, Tapasha, I war, Watama'a, Hakahan, Athwa, Nagai, Tazara'ith, Hawa'a. In verse 28, Wa'am, the Kathia, the Imad, Haba Harath, La'a, Pasha, Ta. I war, Wa, Hawa'a, Kaha, Sha'ath, Hamakawa, Hawa'a, Wata, Harwa, Hakahan Kaya, Taza, Rabath, Hamakawa, Hawa'a. Verse 29. Why Ayash, Awa, Asha, Kaya, Yahaya, Bawa, Nagai Baraash Awa Basakwan. Start at 24. Okay. Verse 30. Wara'ah Hakahan Ah Hanagai Wahana Bara'ahawa Imak Man Ha'aiwar Wabawa Sha'ar Tazahab Dak Watama'a Athwa Hakahan Nathak Hawa'a Tazara'ai Ha Ra'ash Awa Hazakwan Hawa'a. And this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13, verse 24 in English. Or if there be any flesh in the skin whereof there is a hot burning, and the quick flesh that burneth have a white spot, somewhat reddish or white, verse 25, then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the hair in the bright spot be turned white, and it be in sight deeper than the skin, it is a leprosy broken out of the burning, wherefore the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy. It is the plague of leprosy. Verse 26. But if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hair in the bright spot, and it be no lower than the other skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. Verse 27. And the priest shall look upon him the 7th day, and if he be spread much abroad in the skin, and if it be spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is the plague of leprosy. Verse 28. And if the bright spot stay in his place and spread not in the skin, but be somewhat dark, it is a rising of the burning, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is an inflammation of the burning. Verse 29. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head of their beard, the head or the beard, thank God a woman don't have a beard. Verse 30. Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scald, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. Man, that ain't like anyway. Blonde hair is unclean.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. This is the book of yeah, he is a plague. Anyway. I mean, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13 and verse 31 in the Hebrew. Wayakaya Yara'ah Hakahan Af Nagai Hanathak Wahana Ayan Mara Ahawa Imak Man Ha'aiwar Washa'ar Shakar Ayan Bawa Waha Sunyar Hakahan Af Nagai Hanathak Shaba'ith Yum Yum. Verse 32. Wara'ah Hakahan Af Hanagai by Yawum Hashabaya, Hashabaya Aya, Wa Hana, La'a, Na Pasha, Hanakak, Wala'a, Haya, Bawa, Sha'ar, Tazahab, Wama Ra'a, Hanathak, Ayan, Imak, Mun, Ha'ai, War. Verse 33. Waha Fagalak Wa'ath Hagathak La'a Yagalak Waha Sagiyar Hakahan Ath Hanathak Shaba'aith Yam Yam Shanyath. Verse 34. Wa Ra'ah Hakahan Ath Hanathak Bayawum Hashabaya Aya Wahana La'a Pashak Hanakak Ba'aiwar Wama Ra'ahawa Ayan Nawa Imak Mun Ha'aiwar Watahar Athwa Hakahan Wakabas Bagadyawa Watahar. Verse 35. Wa'am Pasha Ya Pasha Hanathak Ba'aiwar Akaria Taha Rathwa. Verse 36. Wara Athwa. No, Salakia. Wara Ahawa Hakahan Wahana Pasha Hanakak Ba'aiwar La'a Yabakwar Hakahan La Sha'ar Ha Tazahab Tama'a Hawa'a. This is the book of Leviticus. Wait a minute. 31, 32. One more. Verse 37. Wa'am Ba'ayanayawa Imad Hanathak Washa'ar Shakar Tazamak Bawa Narapa'ah Hanathak Tahawar Hawa'a Wata Harwa Hakahan. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13 and verse 31 in English. And if the priest look on the plague of the skull, and behold, it be not in the sight deeper than the skin, and that there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall shut up him that hath the plague of the skull 7 days. Verse 32. And in the 7th day, the priest shall look on the plague, and behold, if the skull spread not, and there be in it no yellow hair, and the skull be not in the sight deeper than the skin. Verse 33. He shall be shaven, but the skull shall he not shave. And the priest shall shut up him that hath the skull 7 days more. Verse 34. And in the 7th day, the priest shall look on the skull, and behold, if the skull be not spread in the skin, nor be in the sight deeper than the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. Verse 35, but if the scald spread much in the skin after his cleansing, verse 36, then the priest shall look on him, and behold, if the scald be spread in the skin, the priest shall not seek for yellow hair. He is unclean. But if the scald be in his sight at a stay, and there be, and there, Salaki, and that there is black hair grown therein, the scald is healed. He is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Well, I mean, that means black hair is clean.
Yeah.
And that blonde and that white hair in your skin, in our skin, we don't know about these other folks, is unclean. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13, and verse 38 in the Hebrew. Wa ayash, awa, asha, kaya, yahaya, ba iwar, ba sharam, ba harath, labana. Verse 39. Wa ra'ah hakahan wahana ba iwar ba sharam ba harath ka hawath labanath bahak hawa'a parak ba iwar tahawar hawa'a. Verse 40. Waya ayash kaya ya marat ra'ashwa kwarak hawa'a tahawar hawa'a. Verse 41. Wa'am ma'pa'ath punyawa yamarat ra'ashwa gabak hawa'a tahawar hawa'a. Verse 42. Wakaya yahaya bakarath ba rakath awa ba gabakath nagai laban adam mada no adam tazara'ith parakath hawa'a bakwa rakathwa owa baga bakathwa. Verse 43. Wa ra'ah athwa hakahan wahana sha'ath hanagai labana adamath baka rakathwa awa baga bakathwa kamara'ah tazara'ith iwar bashar. Verse 44. Ayash tazarawa no tazarawai hawa'a tama'a hawa'a tama'a yata ma'au no yata ma'anwa hakahan ba Ra'ashwa, Naga Iowa. And verse 45, Waha Taza Waha Taza Ra'ai Taza War. Waha Taza Ra Rawo Ra. Oh my goodness. Waha Taza Ra Rawai Ashar Bawa Hanagai Bagadyawa Yahayawa Paramyam Wa Ra'ashwa Yahaya Para Wai Wa Al Shapam Ya'aita Wata Wata Ma'a Watama'a Tama'a Yakwara'a. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13 and verse 38 in English. If a man also or a woman have the skin or their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots, verse 39, then the priest shall look, and behold, if the bright spot in the skin of their flesh be dark, white, it is freckled spot that groweth in the skin. He is clean. Verse 41, and he that hath, Shalom, and he that hath his hair fallen or from the part of his head towards his face, he is forehead bald, yet he is clean. I'm talking about George Jefferson. And if there be in the okay. 1840. And if there be in the bald head or bald forehead a white reddish sore, it is a leprous sprung up in the bald head of his bald forehead. Verse 43. Then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the rising of the sore be white reddish in the bald head or in his bald forehead, as the leprosy appeareth in the skin of the flesh. Verse 44. He is a leprous man, he is unclean. The priest shall pronounce him utterly unclean. His plague is in his head. Verse 45. And the leper in whom the plague is, his clothes shall be rent, and his head bare, and he shall put a covering upon his upper lip, and shall cry, unclean, unclean. Stay back.
Mm-hmm. You did 2 hours in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was, yeah, because we did 45 in this one.
Which verse you ended on?
45.
45, verse chapter 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
13.
Chapter 13? 13 and 45? Yeah, that was it.
Start 13 and 46.
You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to Officer Yanazar, be holding it down, be rocking out that Hebrew, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Salakia. You know what I mean? This sickness is getting to her, brother. I'm trying to hold it down, but you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Most High in Christ. So the last verse you just read was you said 45, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so next week, Lord allow, we'll pick back up in Leviticus 13 and verse 46. You know what I'm saying? Lord allow, we pick back up Leviticus 13 and 46. You know what I'm saying? For right now, but that's it though. So we're just gonna clip it right there, right? So just up here, a medium, which means a stand.
Still blow the horn, Baba Shah. Right. Men of Israel, gird thyself to prepare to salute the Torah. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakayah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakayah.
Christ.
So a midium, this means to stand. Wapanya Kwadum, which means rise and face east.
Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwaka.
Malakwaka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazayaka. Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'aratazah.
Ba'aratazah.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashemayim.
Bashemayim.
Nathan Lenawa.
Lathanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Cow.
Cow.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalak Nawa.
Wasalak Nawa.
Kabawat Nawa.
Kabwat Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kabawat Yanawa.
Kabwat Yanawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Tabi'aya Nawa.
Ayinawa.
Wanasaya one.
Wanasaya
A
one.
ball.
A ball.
Awashaya Nawa.
Shayinawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwat.
Amalakwa.
Waha'ala.
Waha'ala.
Wahataparit.
Watapara.
Iwalumium.
Ibulunium.
Aman.
Aman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
Hakak, the prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
Babakashah.
Babakashah.
Nathan Lenawa.
Lathanawa.
Hakak.
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 La Para'ah.
Larpa'ah.
Cow Makala.
Cow Makala.
Cow Marawa.
Cow Marawa.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Latahar.
Tahar.
Ha Matazarayam.
Amatazarayim.
Hakak.
Hakak.
La Hakbiyam.
Lahakwiyum.
Hamakiam.
Hamatyum.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Al Rarakawaf.
Arakawa.
Hatama'ala.
Tama'ala.
La Garashan.
Lagarashan.
Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
Dwara Aman.
Dwara Aman.
In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against the unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it.
The prayer for the blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Why Yahweh Shai.
Why Yahweh Shah.
Why Mayaka Allah.
Why Mayaka Allah.
Why Allahayim.
Why Allahayim.
Matazabayah.
Tazabiyah.
Allah Wapyahana.
Allah Wapyahana.
Salakia. How Allah Happy. Allah Wapium.
Allah Wapium.
Hasaranyam.
Hasaranyam.
Kotazayanyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Koyoyoyam.
Hakoyayoyam.
Wahagwatian.
Wahagwatian.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
Dwara Aman.
Dwara Aman. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it.
Psalm 121 in Hebrew. Aisha.
Ayanya.
Al-Haharium.
Al-Haharium.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Isaiah. Ma'aim.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Shemayam.
Shemayam. Wa Arataza. Al Yathan. Lamawat. Wagalka. Al Yanawam. Shamarka. Hanala'a. Yanawam. Wala'a. Yayashun. Shawamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Aliyad. Yamyaka. Yawamam. Hashemash. La'a. Yakaka. Wayarak. Balayala. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Makalra. Yashamar. Atnapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Tazaaka. Wabawaaka. Mayata. Wa'id Abalam. In English, I will lift my eyes into the hills, for which cometh my help. My help coming from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
Psalm 83 in the Hebrew.
Alahayim.
Al-Dami Al-Akar.
Al-Dami Al-Akar.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Wa-Al-Tashakwat.
Wa-Al-Tashakwat.
Al. Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awayabyaka.
Awayabyaka.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Alaimaka.
Alaimaka.
Yairayamwa.
Yairayamwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Yaitazawa.
Yaitazawa.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Amarawa.
Amarawa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakidum.
Wanakakidum.
Magoya.
Magoya.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yashala.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa'itazawa.
Nawa'itazawa.
Laba.
Laba. Yakadwa. Alyaka. Barayath. Yakarathwa. Aholia. Arawam. Wayashamai. Alayam. Mawa'aba. Wahagorium. Gabor. Waimawan. Waimalak. Palashat. I'm Yeshabia.
Tazawar.
Gam Ashawar. Nalawa. Nalawa. Imam. Hayawa. Zarawai. Labanyala Wat. Salah. Aishalaham. Kamadian. Kasaya. Sara'ah. Kayabian. Banakal. Kwayashwan. Nashamadwa. Bayan. Dara. Hayawa. Daman. Ladama. Shayatamwa. Nada. Yabmawa. Karab. Wakazaba. Wakazaba. Wakatazal. Manai. Kalnasai Kamwa. Ashar. Amarwa. Nayarasha. Lanawa. Af. Na'awaf. Alahayam. Alahaya. Shayatamwa. Kagogala. Kakwash. Lapanyaraka. Ka'ash. Tabi'ira. Yaira. Wakalahaba. Talahat. Harayam. Khan. Daradapma. Basairika. Wabasa. Wapathka. Tabahalam. Mala'a. Panyaham. Kwalawan. Wayabakwashwa. Shimka. Yahweh. Yabashwa. Wayabaholwa. Aiga Ai. Wayakaparwa. Wayabadwa. Wayadayawa. Kayata. Shimka. Yahweh. Labadka. Al-Yawan. Al-Kaharataza. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make it tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kissam, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb. Yea, all their princes, Azabah and Nazalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Yeah, one more time.
Individual, mind you, turn and face the teacher. Individual, we give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Individual, Abajum, Shabbat, Ibajum, Barak, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah.
Yahweh Shema Shabbat.
Class. Well, at least we got good weather today, I mean temperature wise, right? I think.